Right, that
Damn!
intro music.
I'm always dancing to the intro music. I don't know what it is. It makes me move, man. I love it. What's up, Nate?
What's going on? How's it going, Carl? And hey, everybody watching, I am the Magic Nate here with our publisher, the 24/7 Comics publisher, and dancer extraordinaire, Carl Choi. How's it going, Carl?
I'm dancing, man. Dancing the week away. It's Thursday. It's been a long week. It's been busy. I think a whole crew has been just like stacked on top, have work stacked on top of each other. But you know what, dude? We're doing what we love and, living the life, man. Can't complain. How about you? Where are you driving off to, man?
Yeah,
You've been all over the place.
all over, all on the road. Actually, I'm working on a project that's um, it's going to be for an escape room that's opening up in West Hollywood this weekend. So shout out to
Awesome.
Panic WeHo. Um,
Panic
working on some,
Leo.
yeah. So they're opening up Sunday, and y'all should go check them out if you're in town. Go to Panic, go play some rooms. They're not a sponsor, but their their escape rooms are tons of fun.
But tell them
So
Nate sent you. That's the most important.
yeah, tell them Magic Nate sent you. That's as long as you're wearing your awesome 24/7 comics trucker hat.
Damn it, I
Which
need to get mine, dude, for sure. Keep
uh,
forgetting. Yeah, real quick, audience. Welcome today to a live taping of what are we calling this now? Inside the panel.
yeah, inside the panel, the good news in
Hey,
comics.
Arillas. Woo, Arillas is in the building again. So welcome, folks. I
Woo!
mean, this is a live taping, so a lot of times we keep it pretty chill. We just talk about whatever we want to talk about. So if you have any topics that we should cover and haven't covered yet, please let us know. As always, Nate has picked the topics for this week. I have no idea what the heck he's gonna want us to talk about. I'm just gonna chime in on it, and we'll go from there. And that's how we're reporting the news. But before that, I want to share with you guys something super, super, super cool, and that is our Heroes Be Damn campaign.
Dun dun
So,
dun.
so we're here. This is Heroes Be Damned. It is our next campaign by Vince Sunico, who's the creator, writer, and artist. And what's interesting is, Vince has always been a heavy hitter when it comes to the convention or like commission scene, and people know his art. I mean, he has 100,000 followers on Instagram. That's like 20 something X mine. I don't know how many you have, Magic Nate, but he has a lot of followers. And this is his first comic, man, first published book. And what's really cool is it also marks the return of Terry Kavanaugh. You know who Terry Kavanaugh is, Nate?
Uh, didn't he work on Weapon X or something like that? I
Not only
believe.
did he work on it, he's the reason Weapon X exists. Barry Windsor Smith, my favorite artist of all time, my favorite artist of all time. Barry Windsor Smith, he wanted to pitch Marvel a story, and he said he always wondered like where the Wolverine's claws come from, and so he pitched it to Terry, and Terry was the executive editor at Marvel at the time, and he gave Barry a chance to write and draw his very first series, and that Weapon X became the defining book for Barry, and even the defining origin story for Wolverine as a whole. So a lot there's a lot. Terry's on a legendary status, so we're very lucky to have him as our executive editor, and this will be his first book where he's been working, alongside Vince. To develop. And so, yeah, folks, if you guys have a chance, please do us a huge favor. Click this notify me on launch. Just sign in. I can't do my own. So pass this link to a friend. I'll put it into the chat. And yeah, it'll be really helpful. And as always, jump on our 247comics.com, read some free comics, and then also go to the homepage if you haven't already. Throw in your email address and sign up for our newsletter. So let's get into the news, man. Like, what's going on this week?
Uh, Actually, something I want to talk about first, Carl, is this weekend, and this is all going to tie in for you folks watching at home. Uh, this past week, you actually attended WonderCon. How'd that go?
Really good. It actually was. A lot of times I feel like when I go to conventions, one day is usually enough. Uh, But this time around, I felt like I could have stayed another day. I'll say that much. So that's positive. Second was because at that panel, it's always nice because you get to see a lot of people, meet people on the fly. But when you're in a panel, you're almost like I don't know, you make some new friends because you are kind of curated to speak on the same topic, and because of that, you have a lot of things in common. So I felt like I found a new little group. And then the last thing was, we shot some content, so I don't know when we're gonna put those out, but it was also really good to see our favorite nerdy Barbie. I haven't seen it for a while.
Yeah.
He was cosplayed as Scarlet Witch, and so that was super cool just to see our beloved nerdy Barbie.
Very nice. Actually, and this kind of ties in to our first little bit of news. I guess you can call it news or whatever you want to call it. Uh, I kind of want to talk about WonderCon. I'm not a convention goer myself.
Sure.
Just in general, the only convention I've really ever attended was for an escape room industry convention that happens yearly. Um, Too many people kind of freak me out. But would you tell me a little bit more about WonderCon? How is it different from Comic Con and things like that?
It's cool. I mean, it's basically a micro version of Comic Con. So I'll kind of share a screen here and present, and then you can kind of see what it's all about. I don't know how to present. Let's see. There we go. So there's a guy
Uh,
walking around WonderCon. So it's pretty notable. I think like 50 to 55,000 people, I would say. While if you go to San Diego, you're looking at like a quarter million people. And so
oh,
WonderCon is fun because it's a little bit more spacious. I actually really like that booth with the Street Fighter. That a cool. I thought was one of the best like photo moments where you get to stand in front of the Street Fighter backdrop as if you're fighting a friend. And they're selling these like licensed cards, like really good people. I actually mean to email Daniel and follow up with him. Sup, Southern Comic Geek, Mr. Jason in the building. Uh, we just talked about Heroes Be Damned, so check out that link and please give us a follow, sir. But yeah, WonderCon in itself, heavy cosplayer convention. I think that's also why Nerdy Bard was there. So if you look around, the ratio from normal people to cosplayers was
mhm.
definitely higher than usual. And then the third, I think there's definitely been more kind of TV show celebrity types there. There was the whole cast of X-Men 97 voice actors, a few of which that I got to hang out with. And then also a lot of folks from like Star Wars. I mean, you're in LA, so you end up gonna see a lot of people that work in industry showing up for it. So it was really fun, man. I think there's a lot of local clubs as well that wants to show off the technology. So I think that's like the local Star Wars, robot club. And so yeah, I think that's probably a good recap of WonderCon as a whole.
Nice. I know a couple of the stories that I've actually brought up is talking about WonderCon. Uh, I'm not. I I don't understand cosplaying as much or what qualifies for it, other than our friend Nerdy Barbie. And she does it. I mean, we see her post, and she's always dressed up as something. So it's kind of cool to see, kind of at the Anaheim Convention Center versus being at San Diego. How many people are getting together for this event? Uh, I know that our friends, or at First Comic News, they talk about um, exhibits for the Comic Con Museum uh, being announced this past weekend. You did a talk also on Sunday, which was I heard went really well. For you guys watching at home and who didn't get to go to WonderCon, Carl was on an amazing panel of qualified, incredible people talking about launching your first Kickstarter. And I wish there was a way for people to be able to watch that, Carl, if that was ever an option.
I think
Um,
Nerdy Barbie recorded some of it. I don't know how much, but honestly, it's more. It was like a 101 type of conversation, and I
mhm.
think because Kickstarter now has become the gateway to publishing, at least for indie publishing. It was very relevant for a lot of creators there, because I do feel like in LA there is a lot more creators than usual, because we're such a creative town, right? And so I thought that was a very fruitful conversation, because there was a good amount of people that came up afterwards and had conversations with us. But Southern Comic Geek, he also had a question. But were there any Valiant art pickups at WonderCon? Inquiring minds wants to know. In fact, I wish there was only Comic Connect, and then Nostalgia Comic Art, and then one other vendor, Anthony, who not the usual Anthony that we know, but another Anthony who has a lot of like indie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle art. But other than that, there wasn't a lot of art, so I just hung out with those guys for, I hung out probably at those 3 booths the longest, and all the booths that I stopped by. But unfortunately, no Valiant art pickups, SCG.
But for those watching at home, if you want to know more about Valiant, what Valiant is, or why Carl and some others are very passionate about it, we do have a TLDR live stream that happens almost every week, and Southern Comic Geek, he's a part of it. Stingray's part of it. Carl's all in it, and they have some cool guests that come on. So you guys should check out and follow our socials to be able to tune in for that. I kind of want to talk a little bit about some of these things that they said are coming to the Comic-Con museum. Did you know that there's?
Are we going
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Okay, cool. Is it?
It's all related. It's all related. First off, yes, check out those cosplayers. I think it was interesting that you brought up that this is very cosplay heavy. Yes, I don't know who some of these folks are. So
you know who this is. Best Moon Knight. You know who this is. I have no idea who this is.
Yeah.
I don't know who that. You know who this is. This is a Stormtrooper Sopranos.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
This looks like some sort of anime. This guy, I have no idea. You are special, okay? We know who this. Wow, costume is so good these days, right?
Yeah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one was pretty cool. Looking through.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know who some of these characters are, and you guys watching, if you can let us know in the comments who you think they are. I know Bowser and a Koopa. We saw that person in that little recap video that you were kind of playing just a little bit ago. I think that's.
This is isn't this Donnie Bosco's character in Peter Pan? Rufio?
Oh, you might be right.
Yeah, female Rufio, right?
Huh. Oh, from Hook, yeah.
Yeah, from Hook. This is what?
I was gonna say Hera from the Thor movies, but I think that's wrong. I could be wrong.
Who is she? Yeah. Oh, so Southern Comic Geek said yes. That's from the Hook movie. Agree. Okay, got it. How about this? Is this the Angelina Jolie movie? Not Wicked, but
Maleficent. Thank you, Southern Comic Geek.
Yes, thank you, Maleficent. That's why he's my co-host. He's the database.
I struggle with these things.
Yeah, I'm the brain dead one. Okay, how about this one?
I don't know what that is.
Is that a human being? I don't think so, right? There's just like something you carry, I guess.
Probably just the thing that you carry.
Oh, this one is Winter Soldier and the other Black Widow's cousin, whatever.
It's her sister. What's her name? Florence Pugh. Which I'm very excited for Thunderbolts coming out, which we'll get to see them both.
I think I'm excited about that one for Marvel. I think it's gonna do well. I think that one and Fantastic Four are both gonna be worth checking out. And then this is
their own reporter for first comic news as something. I don't know who, some elf, I'm guessing, with the ears. It's Yelena Belova. Thank you, Southern Comic Geek. We just need you on standby to point out the characters that we struggle with.
He's literally co-hosting with us. It's
Perfect.
great. We need that. All right, what's happening here? What did you read about
So
Magic
this
Name?
is the other thing I wanted to talk about, just kind of doing a very natural segue from your time at WonderCon. Is I guess they announced that there were for the Comic Con museum at WonderCon they announced some new exhibits, and I don't know if you want to if you knew that there was a Comic Con museum.
I knew. I've just never been, and I really don't care.
What is the Comic Con museum?
I don't know. I think it's like a museum, but it's a Comic Con museum. But I don't know. I feel like the Comic Con itself is already a museum. So why try to make a museum? I don't know. I've never been, so I couldn't tell you what it is. I do like comic art museums though. Like whenever comic art exhibits happen, I do love that gallery. So if you were to tell me the Comic Con museum has one of the largest galleries of original comic art, I am right there. But unfortunately, it won't be. It will actually be, that museum is being built and will be launched pretty soon, and it's called the Lucas Museum of Narrative Arts.
Hmm, that's kind of cool.
It's
So
gonna be
the fantastic Star Wars nerds out there, you can enjoy that, right?
No, not just Star Wars. It's Lucas's personal
Just in
collection.
general.
It's his own personal collection of original comic art.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Huh.
It's gonna be crazy. I mean, the museum looks like a spaceship. It's in LA, dude. You haven't seen it?
No, no, I
Dude, it's like
haven't.
a freaking spaceship. Oh my god, I gotta show you. Uh, I'll pause this.
And I know we have people probably watching at home screaming like, "Oh my God, I see it all the time." No, folks, I have not seen it, but now I want to because that seems super interesting.
Here it is. Let's see. Let me find a more recent one. Oh, here it is. Dude, I don't think you haven't seen it. It's in LA, dude. Look at this. Right by USC.
Oh,
Yeah, the big spaceship. It looks
it,
futuristic as heck, right?
it does. And you know what? I was doing a show up near there not too long ago, and I was trying to figure out what that place is. That kind of
Dude,
makes more sense.
Magic Nate, you better get on top of your comic art and comic stuff before this opens, because then you're gonna be left behind. You have to be there and be like, I'm an expert, guys. Let me give you a tour.
Totally. You know what? I'll get right on that. If we get 1,000 likes on this video, I will lead a personal tour over there.
That's like we'll be retired by then.
Yeah.
Well,
uh,
it goes viral because we're talking about the Museum of Narrative Arts. It
yeah,
looks
watch.
so freaking cool, right? It's such a Lucas thing to do to make it look like a spaceship.
Yeah, that's so cool. Southern Comic Geek has a question. When is it going to open? I think Carl said soon.
It's
Like
been
towards
saying it's
summer.
going to open like every year since 2020. So it's supposed to be soon. It's
Um,
supposed to be 2025. So I'm not sure if it's truly due 2025, but look at
huh.
that thing. It's crazy.
I like the facility. I like it looks futuristic and clean and definitely like someplace that it's meant to house a bunch of storytelling and collections, or it could be part of a movie set in the future.
Yeah.
Never
We'll see
know.
how it goes. I think it's crazy. What if Lucas is so like obsessed with Star Wars and everything that this is an actual spaceship, and he's really just using an excuse to make a spaceship, and then as soon as the grand opening comes, we're all watching it and we're all there to attend. It just takes off. And goes bye bye world, and then from behind him sneaks up Elon Musk. Farewell, everybody. Farewell, everybody.
Dude, that would be I would sign up for that. I'd be like, okay, I'm there.
That was just like a
Current
moment in history. Sorry, I totally derailed our news segment, but I
no,
thought
it's this is
the
what it's
news
all
was
about.
yeah,
But it looks like it now says opening in 2026.
got it. Yeah, literally, it's been saying next year for the last 5 years. So I'm not surprised.
I mean, it looks like they're still doing stuff there.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
just
Yeah.
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. I'm so
Uh,
excited. I'm so excited. All right. What's next?
so yeah, I was just talking about the Comic Con stuff or the museum stuff. But next we should talk a little bit about Venom.
Okay.
Um, I thought this was interesting. The news we generally talk about is in the business side of the comic space, or we've reviewed some of the lamest superheroes out there. But this might be a little bit interesting because I enjoy Venom as an anti-hero. Haven't read many comics, but I think as a character himself, he's pretty cool. Um, However, apparently Marvel has leaked or had leaked early on Venom's new identity. Are you a fan of Venom, Carl?
Not really. It's funny. I grew up with my cousin early on, and when we started collecting comics, it's because of him. And we would. I don't know why we did this, but I remember we had like a draw. What it called, like draw straw. We drew straws
Drew
on
Strauss.
who would collect which titles. And basically, if you picked a certain title, then the other person can't be collecting that. And I remember he had first choice, and he picked Spider Man, and then I grabbed X Men, and then he grabbed whatever, I don't know what else, but we went back and forth. And ultimately, because he took Spider Man, I never collected or read any Spider Man, and
Mm,
so I actually own some of his books that he has, like ASM 300, which is the first appearance of Venom's suit, or Spider Man the black suit on the cover. But I still never read it because it was slabbed already. So what's happening here? There's some Venom war as I read it, and then
yeah.
there's now Mary Jane Watson as the new Venom. What's so
Yes.
stupid?
Yeah, I wanted to get your reaction on that because okay, so I guess in the 20 some odd years since the first set of Spider-Man films came out where we all knew Mary Jane Watson as Peter Parker's love interest. Apparently, they've also transformed her into a superhero at one point as Jackpot. I have no idea who Jackpot is, and if you're watching, let me know in the comments who Jackpot is because I'd love to learn. Um, but I guess they have upped the ante and they've kind of teased that Mary Jane's going to be like the new Venom or like in cahoots with Venom, something like that. Um, I'm trying to find that quote in this article because I thought it was kind of weird and I wanted to get your reaction because I didn't like it.
What's the
Um,
quote?
from strutting down runways as a high fashion model to fighting supervillains as the superhero Jackpot, Mary Jane's life has taken some unpredictable turns, but never like this. Now that she's unmasked, the real mystery begins. How and why did she become all new Venom? Stay tuned for answers. We all knew MJ as one of the more prominent characters in the Spider-Man series or in that universe. So, what do you think about Mary Jane uh, kind of becoming the new Venom?
I must say, I'm gonna just speak very seriously into the camera right now because I just feel like Marvel, please, you guys have so much resources. You guys have so many great characters. You guys have so many creative. I don't know if you actually do have creative people anymore, but if you have any creative people, please let them create, man. Like this kind of repurposing of IP and character is getting out of control. Like you're not fooling anybody. You guys are lazy fucks, dude. Oh, sorry, my bad. You guys are lazy as shit. Oh, sorry. You guys are so lazy. Like, stop being lazy and stop and just get creative and tell real stories. I fell in love with comics. I fell in love with comics because of Marvel. So many people love superhero movies because of Marvel. Why are you guys doing this now? Please just stop, okay? Sorry, I had to kind of look in the camera and just uh Southern Comic Geek he said something as well. Mary Jane's Venom slash Jackpot and everything else. Lazy writing. They can't come up with any new ideas. I see. It just. I'm so disappointed, Magic Nate. I mean, you're laughing, but it really hurts as like a comic fan. Like, can you tell just deep pain coming from like it just I don't know what to say. Like, how out of touch can you be? Like, is this what happened when you get paid billions of dollars? When you line your pockets with too much cash, you just lose sense of reality, and you think you could just God, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, when I first saw that, I kind of dismissed it. I'm like, okay, maybe it's like an April Fool's thing. Maybe it's a terrible story just happened to come out. No, no, they did it, and I'm trying to figure out why, because that is just it's stupid. I don't think like I may not be I may not be as exposed to comic books yet, but even I know that's wrong. So Marvel, if you're ever listening, buck up because that was just absolutely ridiculous. Uh, do you want to talk a little bit more about Marvel Comics, Carl?
yeah, let me show you what it looks like. I mean, look at this. Like, I just searched to see what she looks
Yeah.
like.
It
what
makes no
what
sense.
makes them think anyone would be into this? Like, oh look, this is some rant video, I guess.
Oh, there
It
you go.
looks so bad. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Did someone make this? Or is this actually the art?
No, that was actually the art last time I checked.
Is it?
Uh,
It's so
somebody's
bad.
somebody else's article on this. I know they're kind of pasting her head over everything else, but somebody else's article on this could be. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's
It's a heart shaped vent. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the
yeah.
hell?
Southern Comic Geek. You say that I feel like corporate Marvel is playing prevent defense every quarter of the game, not a winning strategy. Fair. Xavier Newman, thank you for joining us. Uh,
Stomach
do you
figure.
think do you think maybe they're doing this just for variant covers of Venomized Mary Jane? I think they've run out of originality and they think they can just get away with everything. I just, in my honest opinion. Uh,
Like,
yeah,
how
there
can
you
you know what they're
go.
doing anymore? It's just like, what the hell is going on? Like, why would you do this?
And then Southern Comic Geek, plus of course Marvel uh, would have to have a super girlfriend that can do anything her man can do, only better. That cover is homage to the Amazing Spider-Man annual where Peter and her got married.
Okay.
That's a
I love
terrible
homages,
homage.
don't get me wrong, but now they're just running out of ideas even for covers. So they have to go. I feel like that's exactly what's happening. Like, they don't even want to get creative anymore. They just wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's I
Jeez.
when I saw that cover because a few different outlets decided to cover this story. But when I saw that cover, I started cracking up because I'm like, there's no way this could be real. Like, why would they ever do this to a strong IP? And
Yeah, I mean,
and yet,
although Venom's been complete trash, right? Like the movies, it's like they're like unwatchable. Like I would put Venom. I mean, the saddest part is people still went and watched it, but but it's pretty much as silly as like the Fast and Furious franchise. It's just like you know, it's just like a laughing stock. I think it's almost like mega big budget action comedies. That's pretty much what they've become.
hmm and I feel like, I mean, love Tom Hardy as an actor, but man, those Venom movies were rough.
Yeah. Not watchable.
No. In this cover, because she's, yeah, this is where I learned that she was jackpot, and they tried doing stuff with her more, and now she's becoming the new Venom. It's like, why? What's the point? I don't.
What the
I don't
hell?
understand.
The hell is jackpot? I have no idea what jackpot even is. Dude,
All I
leave her
know,
alone. Yeah, leave her alone. Let her be Mary Jane, dude. What the hell is this?
nope. They decided to give her superpowers at some point, and she became jackpot. We can do a live reaction to this because I have no idea who jackpot is either. I just know that they gave her superpowers. Hmm. Gang war. Nice.
Gang War, jackpot, Venom War. They just keep adding war behind anything, and then it's like a series.
Yeah, it's Secret Wars and whatever else is happening. Um, she sacrificed herself doing something.
Though it saved her world, it's a major sacrifice. All right, I'll fall asleep reading this.
Yeah.
Move on to the next topic. What else is there?
So, on top of being disappointed by Marvel, we have another news story, and this one's actually from Screen Rant about Marvel addressing some of the industry's worst problems.
Oh my god, there's been so much drama in this side of the world. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
You
This
go first. What do we read?
uh, for me, this was like kind of crazy to kind of read through and see what's going on with it. I guess similar to what we talked about with Superman, um, and Marvel's doing a similar thing of not compensating authors and artists properly. And I saw somewhere that some of them were walking out, and there were some controversies, and people hated that. Um, so I guess somebody got reached out to by Marvel alongside the drama, and it just made everything worse. Um, but in this article, we can actually read what he put.
Yeah, Dustin Nguyen is one of the most notable artists in the space. I think he started at like Wildstorm, like Jim Lee's company, I believe. Southern Comic Geek, feel free to correct me, but he has been around for a long time. But basically, what happened was uh, he dropped like a Instagram post. I don't know if he took it down, but basically blasting Marvel for like their practices, and it basically went viral. And so here it is. Also, everyone not working with Marvel can fuck themselves. I asked nicely for the past 15 years on behalf of every artist. Stop fucking creators over. You're not getting another cover from me until then. Drown me. I'm okay with your minimum wage bullshit. That's what happened. I mean, I don't know. I thought we were supposed to do good news, but it's kind of hard to do this as a good and positive angle. I have a positive angle. I think a positive angle is, even the reason that, and I don't mean to like pitch ourselves and what we're doing at 24/7 Comics, but it's stuff like this that created 24/7 Comics, because
Mm-hmm.
I met a lot of creators who was thinking exactly what Dustin's thinking here, but they just never say anything because one of the reasons was I had a creator tell me that he was in love. He felt like he was in a prison in an industry that he was in love with, so he couldn't get out, right? Because that's just the way. This is the only place that you make any money. So any money is better than no money, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so they continue working for this industry. But for us, like for me, it just doesn't make sense in today's uh, IP driven ecosystem. Like for Marvel to separate the comic side and the movie side, with arm's length, where the movie side gets to make all the money and keep all the money without giving back to the R&D department. Uh, and the R&D department is starving and also starving the artists that they're working with. It only shoot yourself in the foot because you don't have long-term content now. You don't have anything. All you get now, because you're starting this research development, which is your future. All you're getting is like freaking Mary Jane Venoms, because they're not being created anymore. And so you start losing some of these creators. And so for us, we bring our creators along for the ride for the life of the IP. So if anything ever gets made into the movie, our creators, I hope, would be able to buy themselves a house. Like that should be the right way. And I think it makes a lot of sense because you're creating this together. So why wouldn't you benefit together, right? So yeah, I do feel like there's some negative here, but it's also very positive that he's calling it out because he's also speaking on behalf of a lot of creators in the industry. And I really hope Marvel and DC makes a change.
So that's the positive spin I wanted to put on this
Yeah.
was actually the rest of Screen Rant's article on Dustin's outburst and how pissed he was. Actually talks a little bit about how Marvel did reach out. He's made an impact. I mean, nothing's gone anywhere yet, but representatives from Marvel have talked to him, and they agree that, or they're open to seeing where this could go. And I love hearing that the impact of a single creator uh, could affect the livelihood and capabilities of so many others out there, um, especially if they are creators in their own right, whether it's comic books or the movie industry or whatever. It's nice to see that the work he did has, and being so outspoken, has made an impact and got people to listen, regardless of how long people have been screaming about it. K-pop junkie, what's up? Hey,
What's up, K-pop junkie? I
uh,
don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if they could change. Look at this, like good intentions versus PR control. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I think they're like a 500-pound gorilla, and they can only move so fast. And the new world moves really quickly now. And to be honest, like even if they wanted to, I don't know. They're so intertwined with the Disney infrastructure, and Disney is such an old world machine. I don't know. I really don't know.
well, the fact that he got in, or that Marvel reached out to him is way better than think about how many creators that have been talking about this for a while and they haven't been heard. So I love the fact that he's at least made or attempted to make a difference, and it's not falling on deaf ears, at
Yeah,
least.
that's positive. And the other part, I really feel like more people should work as indie comic book creators. I mean, it'll help us create new characters that people can engage with. And to me, one of the greatest, as well as Southern Comic Geek, there, one of the greatest things that ever happened was when a bunch of creators left Marvel to create Valiant Comics. And even to today, it's impacted our childhood. And even now, like we still want to read the Valiant Comics and dive into it because personally for me, Barry Windsor Smith was my dude, and he made, I think, some of the best stories in comics to date. So it's a
I
good thing.
Yeah, it's good news. I mean, it's not great news, but it's still it, good things happen out of terrible situations quite often. So I thought it was worth it. K-pop junkie. The stories in indie books are more on my level. They are more weird books, horror stuff, and I love seeing that. Well, funny you say that. You should actually check out the pre-launch page going on for our newest series, Heroes Be Damned, coming soon by uh, this wonderful team, and it's really cool, very dramatic, and I wouldn't say weird, but it's got my attention, and you never know what kind of things are going to be coming out of it. You should hit that pre-launch uh, follow
Yes,
because
please. It
things
should
are
be
coming.
it should be in the link. If it's not, let's see. Oops. All right, go back. Let me share it with you guys, so you guys can click on this. But yeah, K-pop junkie. This is going to be a mangarized type book for us. It's going to be a little darker. It's here. Here's the log line. Heroes Be Damned is where the boys meet Spawn, told with the savage manga energy of Fist of the North Star and Berserk. all delivered with the bone crushing spectacle of a WWE steel cage match. Freaking awesome! It's gonna be awesome. Like this, and they're all double sized. Each issue is freaking huge. And yeah, I really think this is gonna be a fun one. We already have store visits planned for the East Coast mostly, and Vince Nico, Terry Kavanaugh, they'll be hitting signings, and I think we're gonna end the campaign at Heroes Con, right? Is that the goal? Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah, so I know SCG. You'll be at Heroes Con, I believe, along with a lot of other friends. But I'm 50-50. It's gonna depend on how the movie shoot goes. But yeah, this is gonna be awesome, man. This is gonna be one that's gonna I really feel like it's gonna travel.
And K-pop junkie sold and sold. Yeah, tell your friends about it. Let's make this even crazier than anything else we've done before. Nice Heroes is a good con for that. I'm sure it is, and I'm probably going to get all sorts of knowledge of what Heroes Con is from Carl and the rest of the team, and probably you guys in the comments, including you, K-pop junkie. Please educate me. Uh, Carl, I do have another headline for you,
Okay.
as always. Uh, Disaster at the LA Zoo today when the snake pit was accidentally filled in. The zoo director said, "It's terrible, terrible news. Now the snakes don't even have a pit to hiss in."
Oh man, wow! Thanks for that, and thank you, K-pop junkie, for always backing our campaigns. We love you for that. We appreciate it. And I think with that said, Magic Nate, I think we're good for this week, right?
I think so. I want to remind everybody that please tune in. We try to do this every week, and we release it on Mondays as because this is just a live taping. But share our stuff with your friends, your family, your significant others, your enemies, whoever you want, because 24/7 Comics isn't just about art on a page. We're trying to make this into a whole culture, and you guys are a big part of that.
And we're all about love.
Yeah.
With that said, we will see you guys next week.
Thanks, you guys.